Today we're going to talk about the #1 hurdle that players have to overcome to get to that next level. This is the second part of the pickleball point, or when the serving team is trying to work their way from the baseline to the kitchen while the returning team is already there. Let's get into it. Real quick, I want to talk about this area called transition. This is the area from the baseline to the kitchen. This is not called no man's land. You might hear some players come from other sports that call this no man's land, which would imply that you should never stand there, but that's just not true in pickleball. In pickleball, you can defend a lot easier than in other sports, so it's okay to be in this area of transition as you're transitioning from the baseline to the kitchen. The serving team is going to typically use 3 shots: the drop, a kind of a defensive and consistent shot; the drive, a more powerful and aggressive shot that puts a little pressure on your opponents; and the lob, which is not used as much but still very effective at pushing your opponents off of the kitchen. We're going to focus on the drop and the drive. So if my team hits a serve and my opponent hits me a return and I'm going in to hit a drop shot, right off of my paddle, I'm trying to kind of have an educated guess on whether that shot is going to be good, meaning my opponent is going to have to hit below the net, or if my drop shot's going to be bad, meaning I hit it way too hard and it's floating high and my opponent's going to slam it. When it feels good, I'm going to transition forwards towards the kitchen. When it feels bad or too high, I'm going to stay or go back in transition to defend their slam off of the bounce. When my team serves and my opponents hit me a weak return and I want to step in and drive that ball, I'm going to step in and drive, and on a drive, we don't really have as much luxury to kind of feel if it's going to be a good shot or not. We kind of have to play percentages. So on average, have you been hitting good drives today? A good drive being one that has good proximity to the net. So is it low to the net on average? Then you should follow it in. Is it constantly too high and your opponents are slamming it back? You should probably not follow that in, or maybe just hit a drop shot instead. But let's assume that you're hitting great drives that day and you step in and you hit a good drive and it has good proximity to the net. It's low to the net. You want to follow that in for 2 reasons. Your opponent's 2 most likely shots are to have to block the ball up and float it towards the middle area of the court, which you would want to be there to come in and attack, or more likely they are going to hit a short volley and you need to be moving in so you're able to get to that ball and hit a drop shot in transition. Now, let's talk about what happens when your partner is hitting the 3rd shot of the point. So, our team just served, our opponents returned, and now they return to our partner this time. We want to take a couple of cheat steps in. This is what I call it, just taking some cheat steps, and you want to watch your partner hit from in the middle of transition. So you're taking cheat steps to, let's say, the middle third of transition, and you're going to watch your partner hit from there. Ultimately, if they're hitting a drop shot, you're trying to watch as it leaves their paddle and try to guess whether it's going to be good and your opponents are going to have to hit the ball low below the net, or oops, they just hit it a little too high, a little too hard, your opponents are probably going to slam it. We don't want to follow in those high balls, and we have plenty of time since we've taken those cheat steps. We have plenty of time to go back to the back third of transition. But if our partner hits a good drop shot, we have plenty of time to get to the kitchen, sometimes in 1 shot, even though our partner is still stuck back near the baseline because of the way their shot is hit. So these cheat steps, it's a bit higher level concept, but I believe that a lot of players can do it if they just know to do it. So when you start noticing in your games that your partner is going to hit the 3rd shot, go ahead and start taking these cheat steps into the middle third and watch your partner hit from there. If they're hitting good drops, good drives, good lobs, go ahead and follow those in and get to the kitchen quicker than you would otherwise. If they mess up, which is going to happen sometimes, no problem. We got plenty of time to go back to the back third of the court and defend from there. So there you have it for today's video. Now you should have more confidence getting to the kitchen as the serving team and knowing how to do this yourself, hitting the ball, as well as when your partner's hitting the ball. Hope this helps, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. As we watch the rest of this awesome point play out, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like and subscribe button.
And if you want to know when I post new ones, turn on your notifications so you'll be one of the first to know. Also, if you want to grab some cool gear and support the channel even further, you can head on over to my shop at calvinkeeney.com/shop. Thanks and enjoy!